Alright folks, welcome to the video. Anthony Special here with Hawkeye Traders. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Want to break down how we kind of navigated light sweet crude oil this morning. Going to talk about two high volume, actually a couple high volume areas that I think are meaningful. What they meant to me, how I interpreted them, and ultimately what the price had done around them. So going to just kind of draw some very simplistic analysis. As you can see on my screen here, light sweet crude oil futures. This is a 3-minute chart, meaning each candle represents 3 minutes of price action. This is Hawkeye volume paint bar. Okay. Also applied here is the Hawkeye pivots and the Hawkeye volume and the Hawkeye volume radar. So want to kind of give you some, backlog here, right, in this really aggressive downtrend. Called the low. All right, and when I say called the low, I called the low at the moment saying there's a potential that this could be the session low. That story has not quite been written completely yet. It's still early in the morning. However, we need to be aware of the fact that at 8 a.m., that was the strongest volume present thus far, okay? So thus far means from the overnight Globex session, that is the first highest, or I shouldn't say first, but highest volume printed. Right there. Okay. So I said to a bunch of traders who were trading live with me, right? So there's some credibility to this. That could be the low, whether that low is temporary or permanent. There is strong buying volume here. We seem to be pivoting off of it. Okay. Couple other areas that stood out to me, right? The super high selling volume at 9 a.m. Okay, so that's the official crude open. Want you to notice how much selling volume here was present, and we were unsuccessful in pushing through this level here. So to me, if there's going to be this notable amount of selling volume, like, we should be making new lows, right? But we're not. In fact, we put in kind of a higher low, right? So I identified this live as well. You can see I then formed this trend line here, okay? We kind of keep just chopping our way higher, slowly but surely. And right here at 11:18, I want you to take a notice of this candle right here. Now, this may not necessarily be the high for the session, but it certainly triggered at least short-term correction, okay? Correction into where? Well, these prior highs, believe it or not. The market works fairly symmetrical if you're willing to just take the time and say, hey, is there something here that allows me to have an edge or believe that I could understand something better? This little high placed here, in fact, is what we tested as what could now potentially be support. We could go on to place a lower high. That's a possibility as well. But notice just these few key levels, right, or key occurrences, all had a relationship between volume and price action. And if you can detect how that relationship is interacting with one another, more often than not, with a great deal of accuracy, you can, I don't want to use the word predict, but have foresight to what is potentially coming next. Why? Because the market moves on intention, right? There is no such thing as an imbalance of buyers or sellers. It's an imbalance of aggression, right? What is aggression? Aggression is intention. If the buyers intend to drive the price higher, they will do it with aggression. They will out-aggress the sellers. Inversely, if the sellers plan to drive the market lower, they will have to be more aggressive than the buyers in order to do so. Not that there's an imbalance of them, okay? So I just want to clarify that because some people have asked that question, and I want to make it very clear. There is no imbalance of buyers and sellers. It's an imbalance of who's being aggressive, who's being passive, right? And that's what the Hawkeye software helps you understand. Who's in control, when, where, and why. Now, even with this high selling volume, notice we didn't make a new low. So what does that tell me? That's a volume climax, meaning the sellers gave it all they had and they couldn't make a new low. What happened? The market immediately reversed and went higher. Went on to continue making higher lows, broke this high here and continued to push higher. And now we're looking to see perhaps this is now even support and we continue to chip our way higher, or we place a lower high and we break back down. Irrelevant, right? Until there's an interaction that transpires between volume and price action that gives us a reason to believe what could potentially happen next, there's no reason to jump to any conclusions. But it was very clear when I called the 8 o'clock low that there was a chance that this was the low for the session. In fact, it was, okay? 9 o'clock, super strong selling, no follow through. Just really kind of confirmed the thought process that this was the low for the session, okay? And just as we witnessed here a short while ago, from the time I am filming this, we had a strong buying climax. You can see we closed roughly at the 50% mark of the overall candle, and we immediately fell back into what was previously resistance, should now be considered newly appointed support. So, guys, what I want to do is dive into this concept a little bit deeper, and in order to do that, I'm going to need you to go below this video and click on the training webinar. You'll join me, okay? We'll dive into this thought process deeper and deeper and deeper so that you have a full understanding of it, because from there I'd like to get these indicators populating on your trading platform. I would like to get you access to the Hawkeye Volume Mastery series. I believe that you taking this next step is really going to be pivotal in helping you understand what's happening in the market, when, where, and why, and most importantly, how you can build a plan around capitalizing on it. So go ahead, click that link below this video. I'll see you in the webinar. I look forward to diving deeper into this thought process. We'll take it from there, guys, get you up and running ASAP so you can start focusing on what matters. I will see you in the next video. God bless, and thank you so much for joining me today.